Okay, here we go. No intro today. This is just kind of an intro update. Um, we're in our second week of medical stuff. Um, when you get old, you run into this kind of jazz. Um, you got all kinds of problems, health problems, health problems. So last week, Barb got a bleeder in her eye, her good eye. And that's all part of what I believe is called the diabetic retinopathy, where uh, the veins in the retina of the eye rupture sometimes. It's one of the conditions of diabetes. So, and because Barb is blind in her left eye, it rendered her virtually blind because it's a good one. I mean, it's a gusher. So we had to wait for a few days. Excuse me. I'm sucking on caramel. We had to wait for a few days to get her into a specialist. They gave her a couple of different options, and she's been through this before. So she opted for surgeries where they'll take all the liquid out of the eye, and including all the blood, and then put new stuff back in, and then they'll do laser, to stop the bleeding, and then she'll be good until it happens again. So my advice to you folks who are nearing retirement or thinking about retirement, now I've got the caramel stuck in my throat, or nearing retirement, you better plan financially for your retirement because it's expensive. Anyway, things at the Homestead are going pretty good. Naturally, I can't leave Barbara here when I go up there because she's blind. So, and everybody's all in an uproar about this election stuff. When you get to be older, you'll learn that it doesn't make any difference who's elected as president or senators or representatives. Doesn't matter. The results are all the same. It's just a matter of one party may be a little faster than the other at getting there. But the government is run by the establishment, what you young folks call the deep state, because I don't know which party has this terminology, but it applies to most people. Whichever party is woke, WOKE, is woke. What they mean is that you've become aware of the facts. You're waking up to the facts. And the facts that you're waking up to are false. I can't believe, how gullible people are. At any rate, so, it's like the video last week. If you're a young buck, you don't know what American beef tastes like. So, if you're a young person Um, you don't know the difference. You've not been out in the real world. You don't know. You don't know the difference between capitalism and socialism. Um, you don't know what it's like to work for a living. You don't know what it's like to pay taxes. You don't know what it's like to have to scrimp and save, to buy something. And it's just like in Roman times when the empire was failing. The emperor would hire a circus and give out free bread, to the population, and the gladiator sports and all that kind of stuff to keep the populace from knowing that the empire was failing. And that's what's happening in the United States. Well, it's happening all over the world. You can see it in other countries. Can't see it here yet, but you will soon. This pandemic stuff that they did worked really well for one political party. So I can assure you that in 2 years, they'll do it again. The only problem with it is because these people have no conscience. These politicians, and they're so corrupt that the next time it happens, it'll be way more deadly than this time. But it worked well for them. They were able to unseat a sitting president. You see what I'm saying? And keep him from having another 4-year term. And so they'll do it again because it worked so well this time, in hopes of getting the Senate and the House on their side. Unfortunately, there will be people, even young people, who become, and I don't know which political party says this, woke, right? WOKE. In other words, you're waking up to the reality. The problem is the reality that they're reciting is false. And so you're going to have a good portion of the population who's going to revolt. And I mean, it's the end of government as us old folks have known it for all of these years. So for the past 50 years, all the things that I've learned to get around and learn to accept will be gone. And there will be a whole new set of rules and regulations and that kind of stuff. I almost lit a cigarette. Any rate, I got cold. No, I don't have the virus. I just have a cold. Which, if you have a cold and you get a cold and you get over it, you're immune. Did you know that? Because your immune system is all fired up already. So, and a common cold is a form of this sickness that's going around. What's this? Kit Kat. I got a whole bunch of Halloween candy. Got 2 great big bags. This stuff of Halloween candy. One from, I don't know, the 2 different big mega candy manufacturers. So anyway, and then we turned around and we weren't here on Halloween. So I got these big bags of candy. I guess I got to eat them, right? Barbara can't. She's diabetic. Anyway, so I just wanted to do that little update. Um, Still a lot of clearing to do up on the homestead. And eventually we'll get it done because it's important. Um, we've got to get our chickens in a row this spring. We don't do ducks, but we do chickens. So we'll get some new birds this spring. So I got to get, see, I'm limited physically. It takes me 2, 3, 4 times as long to do something as it used to. Oh, here's a funny story. You'll like it. As part of the agenda for the establishment, what you folks call the deep state, they want everybody to have smartphones so that the establishment can track you. And it's the hidden agenda, but it's real. So I got to notice that they're not supporting my flip phone anymore. So I had to get a smartphone. I don't know how to use it. Somebody calls me and I inevitably hang up on them because I don't know how to turn the darn thing on. How to answer the phone. And if you do call somebody, like to order a pizza or something like that, it says, "Well, press this number." How you're talking on the phone? How are you going to press a number? There's no keypad up on the screen. And you can send messages. My kids send messages on their smartphones and all that kind of stuff. And I said, my fingers are too big to begin with to type on that stupid little screen. And my hands don't work well enough. I can hold a chainsaw or an axe or a gun, but I can't, my fingers just don't work well enough. Arthritis. See, I can move my fingers, but I can't make a fist. See, that's all the farther I can close my hand. That's it. My fingers don't move past that. So I can't do the smartphone stuff. So I don't know how that's going to work out, but it is a kind of a funny story. I mean, this is, everybody's got all these little analogies and little stories and metaphors about how you might be old. Yeah. Well, you might be old if you can't text on a smartphone. So that's just one of those things. Anyway, all right, we're approaching 15 minutes. Let me get off of this thing. Just wanted to give you an update, and it went too long, as usual. All right, that's all I got for this time. So until next time, toodaloo.